Hello, music fans. You're watching Death by Unicorn, where I talk about metal, rock, and prog music. And this is What's New 2024. I'm going to talk about 3 new albums that came out on July 19th, 2024. And there weren't any masterpieces or even any near masterpieces. And I don't even think any of these albums make my excellent tier, but all 3 of them make my very good tier, which is my 4th highest, above good and above average. So I'll talk about them in my order of preference, starting with the legendary band Deep Purple and their album Equals One. This is the 23rd album by this band from the UK. It's hard rock with progressive rock and blues influences. They're still going strong after putting out their first 2 albums all the way back in 1968. And while I didn't love their last album, Turning to Crime, since it's a covers album and I prefer original albums, I do think the 2 that they released before that, Infinite and Whoosh, are among some of the best albums they've ever done and comparable to their classics like Machine Head, which is an amazing album. Based on the singles from Equals One, I could tell the band still knows how to rock in their bluesy rock style. They're one of the best at this style, if not the best of all time. A lot of the deeper cuts on the album are even better than the singles. Great guitar playing and keyboard playing on here, solid songwriting with great riffs, even some cool key changes. I was hoping they'd have some progressive rock sounding songs on this album like they had on Infinite. There were a few moments of progressive sounding bits, but it leaned more towards bluesy hard rock for the majority of the time. After first listen, I don't think it's as good as Infinite or Whoosh. Actually, I've listened twice, so after first 2 listens, I don't think it's as good as those 2 albums, but it is certainly better than their most recent covers album, Turning to Crime. They know how to open and close an album, because my 2 favorite tracks on here after my first couple listens are the opener, which is my favorite probably, called Show Me, which is a great way to open an album with energy and awesome guitar playing right away, and the closer, Bleeding Obvious, which has some cool parts with 7 beats per bar in the intro. Then it goes into a more straightforward but still well written and performed rock track. Next, I want to talk about the band Hours and their album Rocket's Red Glare. This is the 7th album by this American band. It's alternative rock with some progressive rock, indie rock, pop, and soul influences. Now, this is the 7th album by this American band, and I've never listened to an album by them before, but thanks to Kyle from All Media Reviews, that YouTube channel, I did a collaboration with him over there recently, and another guy, Christian, where we talked about our favorite albums of 2024 so far. So go check out that channel. Thanks to Kyle for letting me know about this one in a group chat. It's mostly sad sounding rock songs. I think fans of the Deer Hunter will like this one from Hours because it's got a bit of progressive rock influence, but that alternative indie style to it. And lastly, third album I want to talk about in this video today is a more underground pick by a band called Circle of Size, and the album's called Ursus. I think at first I thought the band was called Ursus and the album was called Circle of Size, but the band is Circle of Size, the album's called Ursus, and it's actually an EP rather than a full-length album. It's progressive death metal, but it's got like free jazz, industrial, synthwave, doom metal, and grindcore influences in there. Also makes my very good tier. Every album that I talked about here, they're all close in quality. They're all in the very good tier. This album, or this EP, Ursus by Circle of Size, is a fairly underground band, but I listened to the opening track, Ursus 1, before the release of the album, and it's very uniquely weird, avant-garde, and experimental death metal that's very progressive and all over the place. So that got me interested in checking it out. The whole album continues this weird progressive death metal sound. Definitely check it out if you like weird and brutal stuff. It's definitely not for everybody, but if you want to hear something weird and brutal, check out Circle of Size and their EP, Ursus. And that's it for albums that I checked out over the past week. Let me know what you thought of these down in the comments. And is there anything else that came out recently that you think I'll enjoy? Also let me know. Stay tuned for next time. Peace out.